What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. So I just went on live to open my rank 3 rewards. Ended up winning out basically after starting off just giving away games on Friday basically. Now I said last week I wasn't going to play Friday, but it was almost like in the back of my mind I couldn't accept the fact that, such a big company, such a big popular game, you could only play it on some days. Especially you pay $100 a year. It was a perfect night to play. A lot of gamers and gaming nerds like myself, right? I'm a 100% gaming nerd. Friday night's a big night to play, which is exactly why you can't play on Friday nights, obviously, because it's got to be, the traffic on the server. It has to be because on Sunday, you see here, the gameplay was perfect. Now, those of you who experience lag can tell already the difference, right? And I actually got to already correct myself because I think it was obvious as I was using like Ronaldo certain games and then other games I had to sub them out that the gameplay on Sunday is simply just the best as far as FC gameplay is concerned, but it's still not great as far as the servers go, right? It's not near as good as the other football games. It's not near as good as mini games. And you combine this with some of the pinball football, which is what I call it when you have opponents that pass off of your defender because they can't make a good pass, but then they get rewarded for it. It goes right back to them, sometimes putting them through on goal. One of the games I did lose was that's exactly how the opponent scored every time, and the score ended up being 5-4. Every one of my goals I had to earn, only to come down and have a player bad pass, gets the ball back, bad pass, gets the ball back, bad pass, runs through my defender, scores. These things are all combining to really make this game not satisfying. And I mean, there's some great goals. There's some great build-up available. But they need to take these tacklebacks out because I don't care what anybody says about, they happen in real life. Not in this sense. Anybody who plays football and sees this knows that the quote-unquote real-life tacklebacks they left in FC, that's BS. This is not when you run into a defender and clearly lose the ball. In real life, that defender is going to take the ball with momentum and then play it up the field. What happens in FC, especially when there's bad serves and it takes even longer to pass, is an attacker runs into the defender and loses the ball. As he's losing the ball, he's able to immediately make a tackle himself, right? Immediately. Like no player in real life could do that. And then, boom, now your defender goes flying after making a good tackle and essentially is rewarded with then losing the ball, right? And you get scored on. It's nonsense. So, on top of that, you have to also worry about, even when you're defending well, the opponent just passing the ball against you because you can't make a good pass. Maybe you have the lane blocked. And instead of you winning the ball, it bounces right back to the player. So how do you get rid of this? I don't know the exact ways, but just off the top of my head, you could make it where a bad pass like that, the defender cradles it and gets it. You can make it where after a player is stopped dribbling, there's a stumble animation or something so that the player is not able to physically, win the ball back even if they react quickly, because you're starting to get rats out of this that literally use that as a skill or as a way to make up for lack of skill. So all these things combined, like I said, along with that, the laggy gameplay, which make it to where you can only really play the game on certain days if you really want to have a good experience, it ruins it. Because even though I won out, right, as a competitor, what are we thinking, right? It's just like in real life. Say you lose the first game and then you win out and, you're happy with that. And you want to win after, no matter whenever you play, you want to win. But in the back of your mind, you're only playing for second place. It's kind of like what it is when you're playing for rank 3 after, trying to play the game on Friday and you just can't move. You lose to players that I played at least 10 opponents after that initial Friday that were better than those players I lost to. How do I know? Well, because I could not move, could not use player lock. Everything was terrible. Couldn't even play Ronaldo, period. Or hull it because those bigger frames in that. I mean, Rodrigo and them were even rough to play with. So, you take that and you realize that you're only losing 5-4 or 6-5 or whatever it is, and it's like, imagine if I even had this gameplay Sunday. So it was much better. I mean, you see the daft touch by Ronaldo there. You couldn't do any of that Friday. There is no way. I mean, he might as well been a semi-truck, right? So these kind of things are really taking the game in a direction where I'm worried, right? Because right after the patch, everyone was happy. The manual defense was definitely causing a lot of the higher scores, but now I believe these tacklebacks and these pinball bad passes getting rewarded by people who can't pass being rewarded with goals. I believe that's a lot of what's causing the high scoring. The fast gameplay is fine if you can fix some of these things. If not, you're just getting rush ball like pinball all the way down the field, and it takes away any of the skill. It kind of overshadows the good build-up part where you're pinging the ball around and scoring good goals. And then, if you can't play the game whenever you want to play it with a long-standing game like FC with so many players, right, and you can only play on Sunday, you can only play early in the morning, give me a break. All these things are going to take the game in a negative place again, so let's hope EA Sports is recognizing this and not wanting a repeat of the pre-patch essential exodus, which is what caused them to even do the big patch, right? Let's hope that they don't want to go that direction again and they get on this stuff, because it's getting old and it's getting old quick. So there you have it. Overall, I guess you have to say successful weekend, right? After, Friday's nonsense, but still not satisfying. I just wanted to kind of throw that out there, throw you some highlights. Let me know if your gameplay was better. Like earlier I said, perfect gameplay, but I have to be honest, it wasn't. It was just way better than other, days playing FC. But by no means was it like exactly how they meant for the game to be played. I mean, there's definitely lag. There's definitely times where player lock didn't connect, or where I even had to take out like Ronaldo, for instance, or even Hullet. For the most part, Hullet was good because he just operates different. He's so smooth for having a big frame. But like Ronaldo, if the gameplay isn't, not perfect but isn't close to perfect, he becomes null and void, honestly. Just the way you need to play him and utilize him, and not being able to do those certain things, pulling him, calling him to, and then having him be able to turn and face a defender, because once he's face up on a defender one-on-one and you can use that explosiveness and some of those skills sometimes, he's a beast, and then you can get his finishing in. But when you can't call him to create separation from the defender, when you can't get some of those quick little skill moves going to then throw a defender to one side and burst past him, you can't use them. So that's that. Let me know how your weekend went. Let me know what your thoughts on FC lately is. Let me know if you agree, disagree. And keep grinding, keep having fun. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.